You can come in, but you're going to have to hold your breath. And don't let it out, because we'll all go flying. Good. Hey, glad to have you guys here. The Americans are waking up. Look, the stream is clicking up. There's been more, but it's a Saturday afternoon, so I'm hoping that they'll be coming in from the barbecue and supporting you guys out there for this Veterans Final. I've got just one or two of the American crew from the under-38s who are just probably now concentrating, focusing on the big final and a repeat of last year's final again. So I wanted to get a few of you guys up here and the opportunity to come and sort of say to the family and the gang back at home about how you guys have managed to get yourselves into this position yet again. So when I do, I'll go around and get you guys to introduce yourselves to the world, because the world will be watching now, and just tell me a little bit about what it means to you to come out here to play, and tell me what it means and how you've managed to get here in the first place.
Hey, good morning, everyone back in the United States. This is Mike Enright for Team USA. Just to be part of something so special like this, after years of playing the sport, we're all very passionate. We're all very capable and excited to be part of this. Right now, we got another chance to play the Czechs in the finals. We lost last year with only 8 guys. We're back this year with 12, and 12 of the greatest guys you can ever go on a tournament with. So really, really excited to see what's to come against this team.
And you guys have been just absolutely leading right from the front, right from the get-go. You guys are one of the most tenacious teams out there. You showed us that last year. You're doing it again this year. What kind of sort of preparation did you guys do for this year to build yourselves up and to come and make yet another challenge in the final?
I'm Travis Hawkins, Team USA. I had a lot of people behind me at the Silver Creek Sportsplex back in San Jose. How are you guys doing out there?
Yeah, say hello to them.
I was just training in the morning. A bunch of guys would come out and train me. It was wonderful. I had 3 months of training with all the boys. Thanks again to all you guys. I'd also like to say hello to Santa Cruz, California, all the boys back there. I know they're watching. Cool. My family, Lucia, I love you. We're ready to go.
Absolutely, and you guys have been ready to go right from the get-go. You guys don't hang around. You go and get the game and retrieve it. Is that sort of your plan in this final coming up? Is it going to be the same service as normal?
Same thing. Just try to control the puck, go to the dirty places, make stuff happen, control the game, control the play. That's what's worked for us so far.
Okay, and that has worked for you guys so far. A really tremendous game against the Italians yesterday, controversial, but just doing what you needed to do at the end.
The boys battle hard all game long. The show is down 3-1 with 5 minutes left. There's no die in the team. As you can see, come back, tie it up 3-3. 1 minute in overtime, we win the game. So hoping to win this game and go home with the gold back to the States.
Yeah, and it'd be important for you guys to do that. The Czech team, though, always showing up with yet another layer. Like a lasagna in Italy, there's something more, something more, something more. What are you worried about against the Czech team?
Our biggest thing is we need to stay out of the box. We get penalties against a team like the Czechs. They're so tenacious with their skill level, and it's like playing a chess match with them. We get into the box too much, we're not going to have a good turnout here. So our focus is staying out of the box. We can play any team here 4-on-4, and if we get a power play, it's even worse for them. So
fantastic. And who do you think is going to be your MVP? Who's going to step up today and really do something special?
Number 9, CJ Yoder.
Yeah.
Well, this whole team, we play together as a unit. We're very fortunate to have such a great squad.
Yeah, you really are.
Yeah.
And I think you guys have got strength in depth as well, too. You've got some really class players. Yoda, obviously, having the benefit of the force behind him as well, too. But what other assets do you guys bring to the table? Where are you going to bring it to from outside of those big players?
Well, I think we roll 3 deep, 3 lines, to forward and defense. We have 2 excellent goaltenders, so it's our depth. It's our ability to play the penalty kill, play the power play with multiple players. We're not just relying on 4 players to go out there and have to put in a lot of minutes. We can roll our lines and still be competitive, and that's what we're going to look to do out there today.
Absolutely. And this, for you guys, is not just any old roller hockey tournament. There's lots of that going on in the States, but can you guys sort of tell me a little bit about what does it mean to you to come out and play this level and the Masters, and why do you guys make the sacrifice to come out and play?
Well, whenever you get a chance to put the USA jersey on, it's always a big deal. No matter what sport you play, no matter what, when you play for your country, it's one of the biggest, I would say, respects in the sport to do. Once you put that jersey on, you're not just playing for your team, you're playing for your country. And to go home with the gold is the biggest thing we can do here.
And so, if you do go home with the gold, or the silver, depending on which one you do. What are you guys going to do now to prepare for next year? Every year the standard stepped up. You guys stepped up big time this year, and so did everybody else. What's your plans for the future going forward?
Well, our plans right now, obviously we have tournaments all summer long with each other or against each other, but the biggest thing is the bond that we created this tournament. The bond is going to go stronger and stronger every year. So right now I feel we have a pretty good foundation with our 12 core guys. We have great leadership on the bench. We have a good group of younger players that just came up. Younger, you kind of joke, but 38 years old is the youngest, and it's only going to get better. So as long as the core foundation is ready to go, it's only going to get better as we move on.
Okay, I'll let you guys go because I know you want to go and prepare for your own real battle here. Your olders and betters out there now doing their own battle. But congratulations for representing your country so well and representing hockey so well. You guys come out and have just electrified the World Cup. You've made it what it is. So well done. Good luck. Congratulations. And I'll see you guys out there on the dance floor.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your
Great. Hey, it's my pleasure. Good luck, guys. All the best. Team USA in full force up here in the box with me. Thanks, Mike, for going downstairs and getting everyone and bringing them back up so I could help you guys share your story. As I said, the olders and betters are out here now in the Veterans Final, USA v Slovakia. The atmosphere in the Pala Onda Arena remains buzzing. Both of these teams, in terms of the veterans competitions, have been doing exceptionally well. Slovakia pushed really hard to get this far, and maybe, according to the traditional rivalries, these the Eastern Europeans and the post-Cold War era, the rivalry between the Czechs and the Slovaks on this side of the draw, and the veterans going the way of the boys from Bratislava. And about to score again against the Americans, but they managed to clear. Americans in the box now, so they're short-handed. 15 minutes, just a few minutes gone now in this first period of the Veterans Final. And no less a competition than the rest. Americans struggling to clear. Slovakians didn't capitalize. It couldn't find the hole. Pressure remains. The heat is building as we grow ever closer to the final. And the keeper doesn't need his stick. Just some flexibility in that groin as he does the full splits. Just on the replay, the American just barely clearing that. Maybe not in quite the right direction, but Fanning desperately swinging at it. The tip was on there, off the mattress, and the keeper scooping with two hands. Who needs a stick? It was helping him stand up, I think. Oh, classic, but post, in and out. Referee was right there, says no. This will be interesting viewing on the replay. Let's watch carefully. I'm looking close. Good stick handling skills, gets round, brings, no, right off the center of the post and back out again. And the keeper flipping back over onto the other side. Hang on a minute. The American with a very theatrical look on his face wondering how he could possibly be going to the bench for that. And I think we've all worked out, even up here in the stands, why that might be the case. But this old dog might have a few tricks up his sleeve. The captain for the American vets deciding to join his compatriot in the bench. This is a tough ask. These vets have played all the way through this week down in Merano. The heat over there no less oppressive than it is here. Although today finally someone's worked out that opening the fire doors, maybe stretching the laws of health and safety necessarily, is letting a little breeze through, but it might not be enough to help. Team Slovakia with now just a one-man advantage. The American captain sitting on the bench for doing a little bit of the one-handed puck shuffle. And the Americans breaking, short-handed. Dangerous, good stick handling. Tried to go through the gap. The Czechs back check, the Slovaks back check. Glad I didn't have to say the Czechs check. Czechs checking. Slovakia back check. Chihuahua. I'll get them all out of my system first, and then we'll be ready for the final, and my tongue should be intact by then. It's probably because I haven't even had a drink yet. $101. Hits on the stream. Let's get it up to 500. Let's get it up to 1,000. This is worth it, ladies and gents. Americans, East and West, watching. I've just had 4 of your boys up here telling you their story of how they got to the World Cup and why they come and why they'll be here again next year, working even harder to claim the gold. There's still a chance for them to do it here and in the next game, the last game of the day and the tournament. Gold medal matches both. Slovakia versus USA in the vets. Holding station at no score draw. The American captain sitting for another 30 seconds. And the Slovakian team, a considerable outfit with a lot of pace, skill, and strength. They're big units. It was the Slovakian team back in Anglet that beat GB well into the high 20s. They're certainly capable of doing that, and it was these lads right here who did it. Traditionally always struggled to do as well as their former country counterparts, the Czechs, but have done and will do play with a similar style. Oh, defended really well there, USA attacking in numbers. And a dangerous wrister through traffic of the American defender. Cleared, and we'll start again as the puck rolls. We'll get a quick whistle and a little bit of a break in play. On the replay, showing the American not quite getting it in the glove there. American keeper working really hard. I'm joined here in the box during this short break in play now by Glenn Evans. Can I call you Smurf?
Call me Glenn Smurf, yeah, Smurf.
That's right. And a young man who I've known for a while. He's played for me for GB back in the days when he was kicking around. but lives out in, where are you living now, California?
Yeah, California, Irvine, so LA.
And has got his family out there, now represents Team USA, did so last year and brought this bunch of guys up and surprised everyone by doing outstandingly well, getting themselves to the final, and now you're back in the final again. Tell me a little bit about your hockey story and how did you end up in the US and playing for Team USA?
I mean, it goes back, about 13, 14 years ago now. I got asked to do some coaching for the Anaheim Bulldog program, and I didn't really plan on staying in the US. All my family's back in the UK, but ended up, I've got 3 great kids, and married now, and happy to say, I'm a American citizen pretty much when I get back now. So it's a great place, and I can call it home now. So
yeah, good. So you really made your commitment there to the United States as a citizen, and making your commitment to the team as well too. What kind of influence are you having on the way that the Americans play, and how do you sort of bring them into this style of play, this sort of more European style?
I don't know if I brought a European style into the US. I think it's more the US has kind of changed me a lot.
Oh, right, okay, so I've adapted you as a player.
I think I've adapted a lot to the US game and the Canadian game. There's still different styles to be played. But I think the hard thing was me to adapt to a bigger rink and to play the different systems that the US do, and I think that was a good challenge for me. And I feel you never feel completely comfortable, but I feel okay out there. But we've got a great team and we've got good players around us. So they make it easy for me. So
yeah, they do. But the Americans playing with a really aggressive style. Your compatriots there, your senior men there, just scoring for you. So that's quite good. Yeah, and the American contingent loud and proud out there. Formerly, obviously, a GB player. Can you tell me a little bit of the differences you find in terms of the way the teams are set up and what you felt like it was playing for the two teams? And tell me also a little bit about the role that you want to play in developing the sport at Masters level.
I think the difference in the European game and in American, I think there's I think the US are used to playing on these big rinks, and they're playing a lot more. I think the levels seems a lot higher in North and South America. Not that it's not in Europe, but I think playing on a smaller rink has that disadvantage for people on their skating. I think our strength is in our skating. And as far as developing this Masters tournament, this has come a long way since when I did play the first tournament with GB and
That's
yourself.
Right. Yeah. It's great.
Germany, and it's reached unbelievable expectations.
Yeah.
And adding to yourself as well, the commentary has been flawless, and appreciate your hard work.
It's really glad to be here to help out.
I just hope it grows more. I hope that Finland can join next year to make this event as good as it is now, and if not better, so to make it more exciting for everyone. Yeah,
and you're playing really well for the Americans. You're becoming quite a prolific goal scorer as well too. Occasionally spend a little bit of time on the bench. What do you think is your main asset as a player? Like, what do you bring to the American team?
I just bring passion, heart. I just do the best I can. I'm not, I just like our assistant captain said, Rob Schulmer.
Yeah.
Just know our role. Each individual know your role, win your battle, and do the best you can. Just the important thing is the best advice that I think to all our players is know your role, and I think everyone does. So, and I think that's why we have such a good camaraderie this year, and we have an amazing team, strong bench, and goaltending is once again with Jim Buffalino and Pete Pinckney in the net, just flawless. So
yeah, I've seen those guys play, and it's up here they look fantastic. Playing with them must be really inspiring. So what are you going to do today to win the gold?
Just score one more than them.
That is a very British answer from this new American citizen. I'm really glad you could finally join me up here in the bench, and you're playing with nothing broken as well too, so I expect big things from you.
Thanks, Pete.
Thanks a lot, Smurf. It's great to see you, mate. All right, take care. Cheers, mate. Okay. Smurfy coming up and explaining to us his passion for the sport, and in just enough time too. He'll be running downstairs now to prepare and push himself to get ready for the final. He'll just have enough time to get himself dressed and ready. Smurf rather notorious for leaving things to the last minute, but calls from the crowd. The Slovakians still attacking though. Another slapper. American keepers proving to be a major part of their winning side. Their goal to the good right now. 8:19 left to play in the first period. Puck wobbling, floating, just about in, and scooped away at the last minute. And finally, after a lot of pressure, the keeper couldn't do it all himself. And Slovakia threaten and score. Good passing, deep, dangerous positions. Patient, the keeper was committed, thinking they were going to go down. And up they went, just found a small gap. I just managed to secure the kind and genial services of one Mr. Dwayne Voss, who's joined us up here in the box during this equalising final in the veterans. Now then, matey, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay for an old man.
Yeah.
Having a ball. Hello to everyone back home watching. We're making you proud over here.
Absolutely, you are, and have done year after year after year. I'm glad I finally caught you to bring you up here in the box, because I'm one of the original founding members of this Masters inline and a real stalwart of the game. How do you manage to convince anyone to let you come over here and play year after year?
It's been a tough gig for 8 years. We get players that everyone thinks, oh, it's Masters veterans. How easy could it be? You just drink beer and you come over here and play some hockey.
It's not entirely not the truth.
No, and the players that get over here suddenly realise exactly what it is and go, oh my God. And to see how well organised it is and the passion, because it's players that have organised it. It's organised for the players, by the players. No real help from the associations, not that that's a criticism, but at the end of the day, the players create the tournament and always have done. And back in Australia, we have a constant stream of players that can't do it every year, but they'll come when they can, they'll come when they can afford it, and we welcome them with open arms. And the countries that come here, they welcome us with open arms, and that makes a difference to us. Everyone loves the Aussies, has a bit of a giggle with us and have some fun, and sometimes the referees have some giggles with us, but that's okay.
You're not the only ones, by the way, and I'm sure the Italians would probably feel the same after that match versus the USA earlier on. But you know, because of the sacrifice that you guys have to make continually every year, it must be very difficult for you to be able to bring a side, and definitely having the battle to fight, you know, Australia not being a traditional winter sports specialist area. How do you manage to convince players to come and take a battering like you guys do? And having said that, the caveat being that this year, the Australian team, best ever.
It is our best ever 30 in the Masters team, definitely our best ever team, and those guys they've done an amazing job, and a lot of them have stepped up over themselves actually from the level they play back home. Yeah. The players, they just want to come. I mean, we had guys pull out this year because of family. Life gets in the way.
Sure.
You know, we'll always want to come to a tournament like this. Sure, we have some fun, but there's some awesome hockey to be played, and we take that home. Now, like most of our guys are coaches, they take it back to their clubs, and they show and they teach what they've learned. Yeah. And that's the whole point of it. And that's why we started doing this, and that's why Alain started doing this, because and we all recognise that, and we won't stop coming.
Yeah, well said.
And, you know, we will not, I mean, we don't get put off by the fact that we get smashed. We win every now and again, you know.
Yeah, you beat me once or twice from a sins.
Twice. I think we evened the slate this year, though.
Yeah.
It's about 3 or 4 all.
I think, yeah, we're just about even Stevens. So
shout out to Mr. Putter if you can clarify on that one, mate. That'd be great. But I'm pretty sure it's even still. But you know, it's a great challenge for us every year, and we spend more money on travelling and this than any of the other teams combined. And that's not a complaint. That's not a criticism. I push as hard as I can for my players in trying to get the cost and the best deal ever, as every other country does. So, you know, and we're just happy to come and be a part of it. It's a massive spectacle, and the USA just scored.
Yeah,
so
there you go. USA absolutely doing the business here, and maybe trying to do what the main team, the 38s, are going to try and do a little bit later on. The elders showing the youngers what to do. Those guys were probably in that place last year. So what's the future hold for inline? You're a big player because of one of the originals, and you know, a go-to guy regularly. And it wouldn't be a World Cup without you guys. So where do you see the future going for inline?
I think it's getting stronger and stronger. I mean, it's up to the associations in the countries to keep pushing it. But I think this as an event, this gives inspiration and passion to our players to go back and help build, and that's what we do. Our players, we've got an ex-state president in there. We've got a couple of really high up in the organisation guys playing over here. Myself, I'm the chair of Inline Hockey Australia at the moment, and so we come back and we push this event, and we push what this event brings to us. I mean, we play a certain style of hockey that not so long ago was the style of hockey to play. Yeah. And a lot of our senior players still play that, and it takes them a little bit of time to change and catch up with the rest of the world. But we're willing to learn, and you know, the guys are more than willing to come back again next year. We've already got our a line and a half of 45s that are coming up from the 38s team this next year. So that's going to be awesome. That means our 45s team is going to be a bit stronger next year. But let's take it a month at a time. 12 months is a long way away, and people's lives get in the way. Yeah. And you know, that's the work
never stops, Bossy. But you keep doing it every year. You swear you won't, and then you keep coming back. You keep getting back in the boat, back on the plane, and back over here. So we really appreciate it. You guys every year bring a certain type of levity to the sport that's we must be reminded is almost the most important thing.
It must be the kangaroos and the koalas, man.
Yeah, that's right. Every time. And we're all the richer for it. So congratulations on your brilliant progress this year. And it's always a pleasure to see you again. And we'll keep in touch. And good luck for next year. And enjoy the final.
Oh, it's going to be a barn burner. Don't switch on, people. Don't switch on.
Glad you can join me. Cheers, Vossi. Dwayne Voss there. The man from down under, who I would say has a great deal of share in the development and promotion of this sport of masters from that great distance, still doing the business and still pressing forward and pushing so that we can be here and do this. This is burgers and barbecues, beer, backyard. One day it was, and now we're here. Look at this. We're in an arena. We have hundreds of people watching, team players, spectators, family, friends, people from round. And we have hundreds watching now, and maybe hundreds more in rooms everywhere. Mike Fernelli is out there watching his team, who have just scored and gone up in this veterans final, USA v Slovakia, with 5 minutes and 46 seconds left to play in this first period. Trying to set the stall out for the under 38s in the big final to come. Atmosphere building now that a little bit of liquid refreshment is beginning to sink in on all the players. The Slovakian younger team are trying to G their players on. USA have got a man advantage, so they're going to need every little bit of strength they can in those legs to try and defend. We continue to bring on finals day from the Pala Onda Arena in Bozano from Masters, Inline, World, Hockey Extraordinaire. The old-timers still kicking it on the dance floor. And what a pleasure it is to watch them do it as well from my lofty position in the tribunes. A little bit of breeze coming in, just cooling off the back. It won't be enough for those chaps down there who are skating their legs off. 3-on-2 breaking. The Slovakians not exactly back checking here, but the wrister tips and tumbles and flies up into the nets and settles down. USA 2, Slovakia 1. 4:21 left in period 1. USA have another 30 seconds left in a penalty to put themselves even further forward before they go to the locker rooms for a break. Slap shot, just deflected off the stick of the Slovakian keeper. Slightly mishandled that pass, but Americans still dangerous. Dangerous, that could be. The windows were open. More like a Jeep, that gap. It was wound right down. This is dangerous. The American snaps. Not quite finding the target yet. The Slovakians weathering the storm and going back to 4. And in a dangerous position, American keeper working hard back there. Americans trying to press forward, stretching. Slovakian keeper holds tight. USA breaking, dangerous, he's got to stretch. Oh, the cross! No one was marking him, he was just on his own there, stealthy. Potted that in with no questions asked. Easy. There goes the cross. And underneath the pads, snuck it in, great. USA doing enough to go to the locker room well ahead. USA planning to set their stall out, showing up for this gold medal veterans match, determined to inspire the 38s. the referee's given it. It just crept across the line. It was sliding. We'll watch it on the replay, but you'll see the puck, I think, cross the line from what I could see here. The referee looked right on it. Sliding just underneath and crossed. Well, the Americans had scored just previous to that and thought that would really set them well for the rest of the game, getting the advantage of going to the bench with the momentum. They've still got a goal to the good, USA 3, Slovakia 2 in the gold medal match with 1:47 left to play. They were looking very bright there, but maybe just a little bit of air taken out of the tires. Can the Americans build up another head of steam and at least consolidate and hold on to that one goal before the half, leaving the Slovakian team with all the work to do to put their name on the gold medal, like their Czech neighbors did last year. Speculative. Oh, there he goes again, lurking, stealthy in behind. The Slovakian defense getting a little bit complacent. Watch your shoulder. It's maybe just a little bit too far away to make the most of that crossing pass. But the Americans are getting in dangerous positions. Slovakian defense got to wake up on that, or silver will be the best they can do. Looking around, where's the puck? Now back down to earth. Slovakian bench door open, but nobody going. Americans re-counter-attack, ouch. Deflected off the leg. And they're just eking out the clock there. The minutes have ticked down. We start the second half of this gold medal match. The Americans almost striking. Ooh, dangerous. Keeper couldn't quite track that, and I heard a little click. Someone's stick hit someone's helmet in some way or another. The keeper's just querying it with the referee. There's no call. It was a pretty glancing blow, so it was hardly a deal breaker. American number 11 pumping his legs, passing up to his colleague, trying to get a little stick handling going. Attacking brightly, showing how badly they want this in energy and pressure. The Slovakians gather, dive in, look for some crossing pass. Nobody there. This is dangerous though. Now the Slovakians crashing the net. The big units, these boys. And because of their patience, they worked hard to find the right spot, and they do that thing. They go round the net, pass the puck away, and then circle around the back corner. The Czechs used to be deadly at that. Slovakians emulating. And now they've evened it up. They scored just before the half. The momentum shifting. Hi everyone, I'm just taking a sit down here because my feet are killing me. I think it might be beer o'clock shortly, so you'll forgive me for just taking a bit of a break off the toes. Starting to get some calf cramp. But I'm still here, I'm still watching, and we're still live in the Palo Alto Arena in Italy, Bozano, and this is the gold medal match between Slovakia and USA. Americans watching, I know, many. Excited to see what their side can do. First in the vets. And maybe just settling in to some comfy spots. The barbecue should be lit, if it's not already, for the finals. Gold medal match coming up. The Masters. Now, the veterans. 17:47 left in the second period. Slovakia have just equalized. And then scoring just before the half, making the momentum definitely in their favor. Dangerous again. Slovakians with a little bit of zip in their step. Very, very crafty. They've turned it up, the Slovakians. Turned it right up. 3 unanswered. Leaves them with 4. USA 3. Momentum shifted. Can the American girls and the contingent swing the balance? Will they raise their voices? Atmosphere in the arena. As big and as bold as I've ever heard at any inline hockey anywhere. Slovakians now showing some evidence of sharpening up their passing. Ooh, now there was a high wheel count on the pad there just for a moment. The referees didn't bite. Have done for less in the past. Sending Slovakian number 26 positively immediately to the bench, and not a lot of complaint for that call. So I think he probably knew what he'd done. I haven't quite seen the replay yet, so I couldn't describe to you precisely how it went down, but we're still 4 on. And there's nothing on the scoreboard in terms of a penalty, so couldn't quite understand the announcer as well too. I've got some consultants here in front of me. Didn't matter to the Slovakian team though anyway. I think they've switched on. The Americans looked rather the brighter in the first half, to be fair. But the Slovakians now kind of turning up and finding another level like the Czechs can. Carl Hammond coming up there to borrow a little bit of my electric power. Doesn't seem to realize I'm at work here. Work of a kind, at least anyway. Had a quick consultation and discovered that the penalties were concurrent, which is why we remain 4-on-4. Didn't matter to the Slovakian team, who are under pressure now. Americans got to find something a little bit of extra special. 15 minutes just. Slovakia have got 5, USA 3. Oh, mistimed, miss it, couldn't make it count. Still the pass is on, caught a skate though, could have gone in front. And another little gentle love tap on the shoulder. Believe me, that will have shuddered his bones, because those are two big units out there. I felt the earth shake. The earth had better start shaking underneath the feet of the Americans. This young man, number 13, coming out and turning on the gas, losing his grip, getting a bit frustrated. I know they're both going to go. The referee might call him. Got a sore shoulder, and he gets. Just came off the bench. Vickerman, number 13. Full of energy. And another concurrent penalty, as though they didn't want to play. An American and a Slovak in the box, replaced with a new American and a new Slovak in the box. Maybe a bit of tiredness starting to tell here. It's a grueling week of hockey for these gents. With the best will in the world, do their best to try and perform in this heat. This is very dangerous though. Czechs breaking forward now. The pass is on. Just got caught in his skates. Keeper uncovered before the whistle went. And number 30 thought he'd swipe at if it was still loose. Referee not quick enough with a whistle, but tapped the keeper just to say, you know, sorry, just doing my job. The American keeper just calling a quick time to do some repair work. Something's not quite right. Could be a strap at the back of his pad come loose. Something worse than that, a wheel. See, kids, look, you get the best will in the world. Even the big boys forget to tie their laces. Maybe he got distracted in the changing room on his way out, and it's just occurred to him. That's why they keep scoring. Right, so the American keeper has done his bunny ears. Laces tied. Really good of his colleagues to stand around circling and watching him. It's a bit like when you're watching a workman do a bit of their job. You could pass them some tools, but you don't. You just sit and stare. I could watch a plasterer for hours. Or someone cutting the grass. You could watch him do that too. They've just watched the keeper tie his shoes properly and buckle up his pads one bit by one bit. Trying to conserve some energy to take on this resurgent Slovakian side. The Americans had the advantage early in the first period, but since late in the first and now in the second, the Slovakian momentum is building. Good pass all the way across. Second good pass, again across. Patiently waiting for the right pass in front. Two men drifted past the pipes. Breaks a little worn. Turn. Deadly position, slap shot. Keeper. Slam the shut door. Oh, wraparound was on. Keeper closes. And has a good think about how tough it's going to be to get back up in a standing position with all that kit on in this heat. This is for the gold medal. America now needs their boys. Their dads, their granddads, older brothers to step up. Slovakia coming forward in dangerous positions, twisting and turning. American keeper, shoes are tied, he's on form. The players were dancing in front of him. Pushing each other, fanning each other with their gloves. Nothing came of it. No one the worse for wear for their little shadow boxing. Deflection, that's hurting him. Grimacing. Number 77, the American, taking the punishment. Didn't go off though. Watch that drifting player. Slovakian player tried to go in all on his own. Oh, danger. The Americans starting to find it difficult to keep track of the deft positioning and, you know, good experience there. The hockey knowledge coming out of moving around, like the American team that came up to the box earlier on, talking about how playing this European game is like playing a chess game. And you've got to anticipate those moves. And the Americans may be struggling to do that now, especially when you've got to think really clearly, when your legs are jelly, when your head is fried. And after having working so hard all week, nothing left in the tank. And the Americans needing every last drop to step up and gain a bit of pace and energy against this Slovakian side, which are now really warming up, using their heads and being efficient to put themselves 3 goals ahead with 6 versus the American 3. Americans now sort of in attacking positions, but not making the most of a little bit of loose puckage. We have reached the halfway point of the second period. 3 goals to find for USA to claim the gold. Could that be one? Not this time. They'll do well to win this face-off here. That'll be the right thing to do. They win it, but not well enough. The Slovakian team, patient. Oh, picked that puck up out of the air, floating above, and had a little dig at it. But they'll need another one because it's gone. USA now trying to push themselves into the right positions, maybe throwing themselves at it a little bit more. Got to find the energy. But it's hard. The Slovakian team are just like their neighbors. They're smart competitors. They know a few tricks. And they certainly know how to play with shape. The shape being their asset that's punishing the Yanks the most. Here it comes, maybe. Sweeping around the net. Crossing pass up high. The old switcheroo. Oh, if the pass had come off, it would have been really great. The 2 Czech players at the top, the forwards, were drifting up high. So the Americans definitely could have got into attacking positions in behind them and would have been placed to make some passing, but they couldn't quite get tape to tape. Americans may be leaving it a little bit late to really get going, but now they're going to take advantage. Loose puck, trying to turn, trying to stick handle around. Here they go again, pressing 91, trying to find a gap, couldn't do it. Slovakians defending tight, close to the posts. When the Slovakians gather and press out at not a killer pace, preferring to use their smarts rather than their guts. The Americans gonna need some guts now. They're gonna pour their guts out. They've got 6 minutes and 47 seconds left to do 3 times more what they started with. There's one. That was really clever passing in front. And relief, maybe belief, that the USA still have enough time to do it. USA now go to 4. 2 more goals to get to hang on. 3 to win it. That's a goal every 2 minutes. Plus a little bit of extra time to just mess about. Referee blowing on the puck, obviously a little bit dusty. That's the kind of conscientious effort these referees will make, you know what I mean? They don't even want the littlest thing to interfere with the quality and the experience of these veteran players. Former top-level hockey players, professionals, coaches, fathers, mentors, and inspirational leaders, all of them sacrificing time away from work and family to come out here and represent the sport and themselves. They're going to have to do a little bit more. Time's ticking, running out maybe. They've made one step. Can they make the rest? Team USA. Slovakia winning a gold medal would be fantastic for them. Another team that's been around as a regular part of the inline outfit. Many of these guys playing in tournaments before against me. Big units, all of them, I can tell you. And competitive players. And as they tumble and stumble around the American keeper again, the Slovaks look very much like there's not much left in the tank for them. They can barely hold themselves up. It's tough. But they're doing it. The Americans just about get away with that face-off. And stretch with the puck rolling on its side, trying to settle it. Okay, got the space though. Could do this again. Slovaks all over the shop, shouting for a penalty there, but not even any twitches from the referee's arms, no chance. Everyone's doing a little bit of puck watching, and they're not watching this guy. Oh, number 28, veteran of the game, doesn't put together what should have been an absolutely foregone conclusion. Now that really would have taken the wind out of the American sails. As it stands though, they've only got 2 more goals to find in 5 more minutes. And then hang on. The American keeper, now that the shoelaces are tied and the buckles are done up, looking sharp. Filling up in here, starting to buzz. The Americans have gone a little quiet. Slovakians in front of me getting a little bit louder. Maybe a smart timeout called there by the Yanks. Try and put together a plan of action. The clock is going down, and it shouldn't be doing that. Someone figured out that they must have glanced on the button there. Slovakians geeing up the team, the Americans supporting their boys out there. This is the last-ditch effort. Ooh, deadly. Fan and shot at the tumbling puck off the face-off. But the Americans break here, and dangerous backhand, loose puck in front. Keeper gathers. A chance at both ends. And the clock ticks down ever closer to certainty. The engraver preparing. Googling how to spell Slovakia. They might not have to, because the puck just flipped straight up, straight down. American on the corner post could have batted it out of the air. Maybe thought he was at Fenway there. Oh, look at this, another chance. So patient, but the keeper gloved it. Now the Americans thinking, oh, I'd like him on first base for me back home. And I think the keeper maybe just smugly striking a little pose there, as though to say it was absolutely as natural as falling asleep to him, scooping that puck out of nowhere. Was it luck or virtue? Doesn't matter. The scoreline does, which is 6 Slovakia, 4 USA, and 3:29 minutes left to play in the gold medal veterans match. The puck is coughed up. Slovakians go forward, maybe not with too much earnest. The American getting rid quite quickly because he wants action. He's expecting his outfield players to go and chase, but the tiredness just showing, the legs not responding anymore to the signals being sent. The mind and the brain says, go on. But the response not there, but he did enough in the right way. Puck's being suspended in midair. Slovakians trying to play keepy-uppies to hold on to possession. The Americans have got it. Need to turn quickly now. What are they going to do? They're going to leave everything on the rink. Slap shot. Could have come to. The American tight on the post. Slovakians squeezed. Passing not quite tape to tape. This could be a centering pass. Does he make the most of it? Stick checked just enough. Does he go up high? No, goes through. Didn't get it. That might have been the best last chance for the Americans and their last best hope. They've pulled the keeper in a desperate attempt, and the Slovakians know exactly what to do. The Americans had to roll the dice. What else was there? They didn't make the most of the chance when they had it. Couldn't find tape-to-tape passing in front of the net. You can see it on their faces. They've just got nothing left to give. The captain wondering what he needs to do to find one last little bit of battery. One last squeeze of the gas tank. One last little bit of pressure to push themselves forward, but in their desperation they pulled the keeper, got caught out of possession, and Slovakia have scored 7-4, and the engraver begins. S-L-O-V. And then the rest from there, a lot depends on whether or not he's Italian or an otherwise English-speaking gentleman or lady who's putting the finishing touches. But the name's more or less inscribed and the decision more or less made. Slovakian fans sensing a chance to put their hands for the first time in these Masters inline on a gold. Slovakia, one of the teams expanded after the first initial rounds in the beginning, came along and were really important in pushing forward the development at that time. Always going to be a strong team, but they never seemed to quite do the business, so they'll be chuffed to raise the gold. Americans still not done. Playing maybe for consolation now as we go, a minute left. And Slovakia, whenever they get possession, deadly dangerous. The Americans have gambled. They've thrown everything at it. They've done everything they can. But their fate is sealed. And like last year, they will be taken home on the plane through security. The silver medal for the vets. And the Slovakians, after waiting for so many years at Masters level for some kind of good showing, now elated, delighted, and deservingly about to take possession of first prize. And only 45 seconds left before we can say it official. They did better than they did in Anglet in 2013 when they were third. Better in Dusseldorf when they were third. And better than any other tournament when they didn't finish at all. This time, in 20 seconds, they are going to finish in the veterans category at the World Masters, #1. The Americans not done yet, trying to make the scoreline respectable, showing that no matter what, they never give up, and maybe inspiring the lads in the junior team to do the same, no matter what the results. And we have it. Gold! Gold! Gold for Slovakia. The Slovakians on their feet. The Americans too, cheering the chaps on. What more could they have done? They genuinely didn't look like they had one drop left. One more vote. And just as always, the tremendous respect that these gentlemen show each other, having thrown their bodies and their brains and their hearts on the line in front of each other, respectfully show their appreciation for each other. It was a great match. Won fairly and squarely on skill,